So if you've ever wondered why so many amazing doctors feel completely stuck in their career, then I'm going to tell you exactly what nobody speaks about in medical school. Because let's be honest, you probably went into medicine for one of these reasons: financial security, status, helping people, or for some sort of respect. And whilst you might have got those things a few years ago, the system right now has fundamentally changed. And if you don't understand why you feel trapped, you're never going to be able to break free. I'm Dr. Nix, and I've spent the last few years helping hundreds of doctors escape this exact career trap that's keeping them overworked, underpaid, and undervalued. And let's be completely honest, it is a trap. Now, most people will assume that doctors feel stuck because of long hours or difficult patients, or the fact that doctors just have to work all the time. But I've spoken to F1s all the way through to consultants. I've discovered there's actually 3 deeper psychological traps that are keeping you stuck. And what's wild is, when you understand these traps, you'll realize you have far more power than you think. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why you feel stuck. And more importantly, the exact steps that you need to take to break out. Now, let me tell you something that might shock you. When I left medical school about 12 years ago, I was an overdraft. I was broke, clueless, didn't really know what my career would hold. And I just thought, yeah, go down the F1, F2, save as much money as I can, maybe invest it in property or in something. And I thought that was the only way to do it. But then what I realized was, apart from the money side of things, which I go into many of my videos, I felt a deep dissatisfaction with the system when the 2016 strikes happened. And I realized at that time that no matter how hard I was going to work, I was always going to be a cog in the system. I was always just going to be part of a wider program. But now I'm a consultant anaesthetist. I work with Fulham Football Club. I run a global music festival. I'm an editor for the BNJ, and I help doctors like you build 6-figure portfolio careers, which I have done myself. And I did that by creating multiple income streams while still practicing medicine. And I'm going to show you now in this video how you can break free from the 3 psychological traps that are keeping you stuck. Number 1 is a single income dependency trap. And this is really, really dangerous because it feels safe. So you have this false sense of security. Oh, I've got a job for life, but it's actually killing your freedom for 2 reasons. 1, is it really a job for life when there's bottlenecks? 2, it means you don't look outside of simply having one salary, one employer, and one career ladder when you've got multiple skills. The thing is, you kind of get stuck in this security is one income, one salary, but actually you're very, very vulnerable because, like I said, the system has changed, and what worked before doesn't work today. Today, if you lose your job, for example, for the next 6 months, what are you going to do? That means you're depending on that one salary. Between 2008 and 2023, the real value of salaries has decreased. And the pension age at the moment, guess what it is? Spoiler alert, 68. And every year, your costs are going up because of inflation. And your leverage is going down because you're just staying in one single income stream. And it's not really your fault because you've been conditioned to think that way. You've been conditioned to think that way. Trading time for money is just how it works, right? And it has worked like that before, but it's just in 2025, we can't really rely on that anymore. Well, you can, but I don't think it's going to bode well for you in the next 10 years. So the longer you stay in it, the longer it's like kind of like quicksand. It's harder to get out. And I know that because I've been there before. The second trap is the permission-seeking trap. And this one, it breaks my heart because I see it every single day. People who just want someone to give them permission to do what they actually want to do in their life. You want to change specialty, you have to get permission from your TPD. You want to get into a program, you have to show commitment to your specialty, like you haven't spent the last 5 years in medical school and 2 years as a doctor, or 3 years, 4 years. You've committed your life to this, and you still have to show that I'm a good employee. Well, the truth is you're a valuable asset. You still have to show that you're a worthy employee, but I have good news for you because you're more than an employee. You are actually a valuable asset, and I can show you exactly how. You can join my school of community where I have exact information for people who want to see themselves as an asset and not just an employee. Now, the system isn't designed to make you wealthy, and you can have your views upon that, but what breaks my heart about the system is that it's just meant to keep you useful. It doesn't even allow you to really impact the world the way that you should. Now, take Dr. Sarah, for example. She was a brilliant GP, but she was burnt out, exhausted, and she kept saying, oh, you know, I'll wait till my kids are a bit grown up, or I'll wait till I've finished this course, and I'll wait till I've got a quiet period in my life. She's just waiting for permission. And what really changed in her life, what really allowed her to now earn £516 extra every month, is that she stopped waiting for that permission. She joined the portfolio pathway and she used her existing skills to start medical writing. And she was earning, like I said, £516 extra every month. Not because she did anything wildly different, but because she gave herself the permission to use the skills that she already had. Now, the third trap, which most of us have, is the identity trap. And this one is the most dangerous of all of them, because I get it. We've spent years becoming a doctor. You've committed to it, and that is your identity. So when you think about doing something else, your brain kind of says,
no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to change. What are people going to think of me? What will my bosses say? What if I fail? What if I'm not good at anything else?
But guess what? That's what keeps you stuck, because you have so many high achieving skills. You are so much more than a job title. And luckily for you, in today's economy, value is what is getting people money. So think about the value that you have. If you lead teams, if you make life and death decisions, if you're part of audits, if you're part of research, that's consulting, that's research skills, that's business skills, that's entrepreneurial skills. And I know this because not only have I worked with surgeons who now advise medtech companies or anaesthetists who now coach on corporate decision making, but because I myself have used my skills to segue into other sectors. The only real way I could do that was to stop limiting myself to the identity of just a clinical doctor. So the portfolio pathway is what I call career insurance. It is your runway to freedom, and it's based on a simple system that uses one skill to create one offer, to create one scalable system. And it solves a real problem, and we build an offer around that problem, and then you take that offer to market, as you say, whether that's with jobs, careers, or whether that's on the entrepreneurial space. Now for me, like I said, it started with football. I love football. I'm a doctor. I thought, how can I merge the two? Football clubs need doctors. There's a problem. I have an offer, and bada bing, bada boom, I get paid for it. I am an editor at the BMJ. I get paid for speaking. And all these skills I learned in medicine. So now you've given yourself that permission. I want you to write these 3 things down so that you know where to start. 1, what do people naturally go to you for? 2, what problems do people around you have? And where do those 2 intersect? And that is your starting point. If you want to go faster, join my school free community. It's called Portfolio Launch. The link is always in the bio. And there's a short course inside which gives you exact frameworks that I use with my clients to launch their first income stream. Because you've got to start somewhere. And like I said, you don't have to quit medicine, but you do have to choose your regret. 6 months from now, you can be thinking, thank God I started, or why didn't I start earlier? Now, the medical profession has given you knowledge, it's given you status, it's given you professionalism, it's given you structure. It was never designed to give you freedom. That is on you. But the good news is you already have everything you need. You just need to stop waiting for permission and start building your career insurance. Now remember, you're not just a doctor, you're a highly skilled professional with options. And so it's time to start acting like that. Okay, so subscribe for more videos if you want to start building your portfolio career. If you haven't seen my 6-part mini series on how to really get started, now's the chance. It's on a playlist. Click on it and watch those videos. Your future self will definitely say thank you. In the words of Drake, thank me later. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if this resonated with you. Share some of your ideas. What ideas do you guys have for alternative income streams? Or what do you think are the things that are holding you back from starting something different? Let me know.